everybody, how you doing today? My name's Andrew.
I'm Matt.
I'm Sophie.
I'm Joel.
I'm Tracy.
I'm Grandpa. I'm Uncle Albert.
I'm Megan.
Okay.
I'm Daniel.
And we're some of the Veggie Boys.
There you go.
And we'd like to thank you for stopping by. If you're new here, please consider subscribing because we can grow a lot of stuff on the farm, but one thing we can't grow is this channel without your help. Welcome back, everyone. It's so nice to see you. It already feels warmer than yesterday and we haven't even got started with the day. That's just probably because it's not raining today and the wind's not blowing like crazy. So I'm thinking today we're gonna be pretty busy. First things first, we are gonna be working on getting the farm market all set up. That means getting everything all cleaned, sanitized, and then pulling all the produce out of the cooler. I'll show you how everything looks once we're finished. Farm market is now all set up and we got everything pulled out of the cooler. It's looking pretty good. Now that we've been picking a lot of our own produce, it's brought in a lot of the local customers that have been looking for that stuff, and now we're starting to harvest more peppers. Since a lot more people have been looking for peppers, you know, because it's pepper time now, it's really brought in some customers we haven't seen for a while. So although we're picking peppers, we're not picking near the volume that some people are looking for yet. But very soon we'll be back into high pepper production. Dad is now back from the wholesaler. We don't need too much these days. So we got one pallet and a few boxes of peppers. Just red peppers because we've been able to get everything else. We're all done inside the farm market, so now we're heading down around back. We gotta get the animals all taken care of, that way we can move out into the fields. And first things first, we need to get these cattle all fed, so I'm running down around back to help Daniel unload the silage. Feeding silage this way isn't too bad. The only thing is it requires 2 people. When we're getting it out of the bags, all you need is 1 person in the skid steer loader. But it only takes a few minutes out of our day, and that's not a big deal now, is it? Daniel just got all the silage dumped in and the cattle are pretty happy about that. We just need to grab a little bit of grain for them. Dad has been working on the calves, and then that'll just leave the chickens and animals will be done. I just got the chickens all fed and their eggs have been collected, so the animals are all taken care of for the morning. Once we got finished with the animals, we were up inside the farm market looking at what we needed to pick for today. We have a few orders that we need to fill, and a big order is 600 ears of sweet corn, which is where we're headed right now. Now we're grabbing 2 bins of corn because we're gonna need some for the farm market. 600 ears is what we need in the first bin, so we've gotta be counting. Ooh, looks good. 600.
So then we have way more.
As I was picking, I was looking out for any bear damage. I didn't see too much. There was a little bit all the way back at the beginning, but nothing to be too concerned about. It was on the older side, so it must have happened like a week ago. And all this is not bear damage. Don't worry. This is corn silage damage. This is some corn that we've already gone through and picked all the ears off of, and then Daniel came through with the silage chopper, and I think this is what the cattle were eating this morning. That's pretty nice. We got the first bin all finished, so we had to count for that one. 615 ears. We always put a few extra on, but now the next bin, we're not gonna need to count. We'll most likely have to be out here later to harvest more sweet corn, but if we can get a bulk of it already taken care of this morning, well, that's gonna be pretty nice. They don't tell you the hardest part about picking sweet corn is when your dad's stealing corn from your row.
You have the other row. You're stealing out of my row.
Oh, my bad.
Oh yeah, that'd be fun.
Well, that wasn't too difficult. We got the 2 bins of sweet corn harvested. It's really easy to harvest sweet corn when the stalks look like this. I mean, there's just so many ears. As long as the bears don't mind sharing with us, we'll continue to have nice sweet corn out of this field. But we are moving down through it here pretty quickly, and soon enough, we'll have to move to a different planting. Daniel has taken the bin for us back to the farm market. This is the 600 ears. So we just have to remember that's for the order. You don't want to get your bins all mixed around, especially when you take the time to count them. This whole field over here is our last planting of cole crops. We planted it not too long ago. We transplanted into the soil, and it's been looking pretty good. The amount of rain that we've gotten has helped it out a lot, and thankfully it hasn't been too much rain, but the cole crops seem to like the rain. I'm carrying crates up to the side-by-side. The next thing that we need to harvest today is some beans, and I'm not sure how many we need. Dad just told me to grab this stack of crates, trying not to drop it as I was walking. We are now harvesting beans with the machine. We did have to hand pick for a little bit, but now the plants have matured and developed enough that we're able to use the machine. And that means we now enjoy picking beans again. Yeah, it's one of our favorite jobs. I don't know, do you think we got enough crates and baskets on here?
One here on back.
First pass, we were able to get 3 bushels of green beans. The way this machine works is it's driven by the PTO. We have our front here where the beans will feed into the hopper. Inside the hopper is a drum that spins that has all these little fingers that strip everything off the plant. The leaves and the beans. The beans and leaves then follow a system of conveyors that runs into a fan that will blow all the light plant debris out. And then the only thing hopefully left is beans, and that follows our last auger or our last conveyor into our baskets. On the back, Daniel is controlling the lever between the 2 hoppers, and he's also picking out any debris that makes it through the fans. Mostly it's just some stems of the beans. You'll have the occasional rock if we have our fingers too low to the ground, but you usually don't have that issue. Bushels of beans. Now what's nice with this machine is it's not just for harvesting the green beans. We can also get the yellow and the flat beans. So far we've gotten the 6 bushel of green beans, which if we had to pick all that by hand, it would have taken us quite a while. And as you saw, the machine does do a great job at stripping the plant. The only issue I have with this harvesting method is it's one-time harvest. Oh yeah, that's good. beans harvested that we needed. Some of you may remember the freshness test from last year. If it sticks to you, it's fresh. I don't know if all fresh beans stick to you, but the ones we raise seem to stick. So all together we were able to get 5 bushel of Italian flat beans, 2 bushel of yellow beans, and 6 bushel of green beans. That is a beautiful harvest. Now that we are all loaded up with beans, we're gonna get them back to the farm market. It's a lot of beans. Oh my, this cooler is getting full. We've got a few minutes till lunch, so rather than just sitting around and waiting, we're gonna head out to the garden and get some red beets pulled. There've been a few people asking for them, and we're not really sure how they look just yet, so this is a good opportunity to go check and get some for the farm market. We got a full side-by-side crew to go and pick. Where are you working at? Do I gotta carry him over there?
You're the closest one to me.
I didn't know where you were. I'm looking down, pull it.
Oh, you gonna carry him over there? You're the closest one to me.
Give me a break. Oh, they look pretty good.
Right, Dad?
Grammy's got special red beets planted out in the garden. They're cylinder beets. They're just for her. So don't try and ask for them. But we always make jokes like we got orders for cylinder beets and that we're gonna pick them just to get her fired up. We got all the red beets pulled that we needed, and it's just about lunchtime, so we're ripping off the last of the tops, and then we're gonna head back to the farm. We got all the red beets loaded onto the back of the side-by-side. They look really, really nice, but now it's lunchtime, so we're gonna head on back. Why is that water so dirty, Joel? Planted red beets. Alrighty, let's see what we are having for lunch today. Ooh, it looks like we're having tacos on a Friday? Taco Friday? Works for me.
Look at them tomatoes, Andy. Don't those maters look great?
Yeah, the maters look great. We are currently working our way to the pickling cucumbers and regular cucumbers. We got a lot of stuff to pick this afternoon. We're getting started with the pickling cucumbers though. We have a few orders for this upcoming weekend that we really need to fill, and now is a great time to do so. The cucumbers are a big thing that we need to pick today because we need, I think, 20 half bushels. So that's a lot. And then the pickling cucumbers just need to be picked because it's in the rotation today. Right when we got here, we all just jumped right into a row. The pickling cucumbers is what we've started with. We do have a little extra help this afternoon. Joel is with us, and then Matthew's mother-in-law and his wife are out here as well. Now the pickling cucumbers, it's kind of an interesting topic with them today. Last time we were out here, we picked them very, very hard, and we picked a lot of the smaller ones. So we're not expecting a giant harvest today. We are expecting to find some, but nothing too crazy. This second planting of pickling cucumbers is starting to get a little bit older, which means it's not nearly producing as much as it did earlier on. And it's still producing a nice crop, and the pickling cucumbers look great, but there's just not as many here as there was before. But that's okay, and it's to be expected. These pickling cucumbers came on about 2 weeks earlier than we wanted them to. They just had optimal growing conditions, and it really helped them to produce a nice crop. I think all in all, we're very happy with the harvest we received from these pickling cucumbers. They definitely pulled their weight. And it will be interesting to see what the next planting of pickles does for us. I mean, if it's anything like this planting, I'll be happy with it. This one's lasted for quite a while. I think we've been picking for 3 weeks off of it, and we're still finding stuff like this. I mean, that makes me happy. I missed that one last time. So far, everything has been going pretty well. We have about 5 full baskets altogether. It's much less than we were expecting, but we're only halfway throughout the field. We'll see what we get on the other half. Look at this guy.
There we go, guys. See this? Look at all those beautiful pickling cucumbers.
Look at this guy out here. What is he doing?
I'm picking, helping you.
Oh, wonderful. High five. Woo! Woo! All the pickling cucumbers have now been harvested. We made it completely down through the row. We finished up with 12 baskets of pickling cucumbers altogether. Well, 12 and a half if we're being exact. And now we're gonna try and get 20 baskets of cucumbers. Cucumbers have now been all picked, and we were able to find a watermelon, a sugar baby that was really, really good. Now we're moving on over to pick up the peppers that Daniel had harvested, and I think there might be a few more to pick.
Hold it, Dad. Let me see.
We've got a pretty filled up wagon here with all the pickling cucumbers, regular cucumbers, and now peppers. But we're not done back here just yet. We need a few hot cherry peppers and a few sweet Italian. Joel and Daniel are down picking the Italian now, and the rest of us are gonna get started on the hot cherry. There's a red one in there. I'm wondering if that was bitten by a bug or something. Let's see. No, wow. Look at that. All red. Sometimes when the bugs get in these peppers, it will cause them to turn color sooner. But usually we don't start finding red hot cherry peppers for a while. That one looks pretty good. Alrighty, everybody. We just got all the peppers that we needed harvested. We've got a few peppers here on the back of the side-by-side, and then the rest of the stuff is right here on the wagon. And now that we're all finished, we're gonna head back to the farm. But I think we're pretty happy with what we got picked today. That was a big deal.
Works good.
The only problems we have after we pick a full wagon is on the ride out. We just wanna make sure nothing falls off, so we have to go really slow and hold everything. Now that we're back at the farm, we gotta clean some stuff up. We've gotta get the pickling cucumbers washed, the regular cucumbers, and then some of the peppers. The only peppers we're not washing are the long hots, the hot cherry, and some sweet banana that Daniel picked. All the cucumbers have now been washed up and everything's been moved into the cooler. We got one big job left for today. We have 2 bins of sweet corn that we need to pick. So we're getting everything loaded up right now, and then yeah, we'll get picking. We need 2 full bins. We have 650 ordered for tomorrow, and that's not one order, that's just all the sweet corn ordered combined. So we got about half of the orders boxed up, but then we ran out of sweet corn, so we're just figuring 2 bins of corn is what we're gonna need. Since it's later on in the day, some of these ears do not want to come off the stalks. They are holding on tight. First bin of corn all finished. We got a little extra help. Uncle Albert and Cousin Sophie are out here, so it's going really quick today. We just got our stalks all folded over, and we got a second bin of corn for the night. And that should about be all the picking that we're doing today. We got a lot accomplished. You know, it doesn't get much better. After a long day of work, riding home, eating some sweet corn. Just got the animals all taken care of. It wasn't that big of a deal. We were just feeding grain tonight, and Dad was giving milk to some of the calves. We are at the time of the day where everything is going into the cooler because it's closing time. I will not lie to you, I am pretty tired. It's been a day. Well, everyone, we are now up in the house, and as you can see, there is no dinner on the table. That's because it's date night, and since it's date night, that means this is where we're gonna end the video today. I'd like to thank everyone for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Bye-bye!